on, everybody? I'm Jamar McKill, your favorite sports analyst with
James Jurowitz.
and y'all finna get served with J&J Sports episode 51. Before we even get started, we want to thank you guys for the celebration. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Keep rolling, James.
We've had so much fun doing this show, and we appreciate all y'all and all the support.
So. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to dive right into it, you guys. We already know we don't waste any time, so let's get into it, James. So the first topic we got is NFL football. So there's a lot of speculation about Odell Beckham, and he could be signing to the Miami Dolphins. Have you heard anything about him?
Yeah, I have heard this rumor, and it's exciting. I think that would be a good fit.
Yeah, for sure. I know the Ravens only gave him a 1-year deal, and now he's looking for other options. But just to start us off, man, what is the main problem? What was the main problem with him and the Ravens? You think? Just this evaluating the season.
I almost wonder if this was because the Ravens did so well and led the NFC.
Yeah.
And maybe they expected him to be kind of the catalyst that would bring them another Super Bowl.
Right. A ring. Yeah, I kind of do. And, I hate when teams put a high hope on certain wide receivers because, it's like you expect so much. But it's like, that's why I feel like they should have gave him a 2-year deal because even with this year, he could have had that last year with Derrick Henry to be like, okay, this is your last year right here. But yeah, kind of what you add on. Yeah, he couldn't deliver in certain important games. It was throughout the season. I mean, he only had 3 touchdowns in the whole season. So, but like I said, that game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I think he was nowhere to be found in that game, and I feel like that's what they really needed him because, he didn't have nobody else to throw to. He was literally throwing the ball and catching them, and catching his own passes. So that tells a lot.
That also kind of makes me wonder about how he connected with their quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And, if they did connect, if Jackson had wanted him around for another season, he would have told him, no, we got to keep Odell here in town.
Yeah, I feel like it was, they kind of gave the vibe on camera like that. It was, they had a bind there, but we don't know what was happening behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, is it really genuine? They're buying and things like that. So if we just get into his stats, you guys, he had 35 receptions, 565 yards, only 3 touchdowns, James. And he was 30 ranking, not even close for any team. I mean, I think that's his lowest record.
Yeah, that's 3rd or 4th receiver, second, third string tight end numbers. That's not
wide receiver numbers at all. You would get at least 10 touchdowns if you're a receiver, but 3 is like he wasn't injured. He didn't have any. I'm just confused. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about just Odell and where y'all think he's finna go. Our second question, man, should they have given him a 2-year deal? Kind of what I was following.
That's a good question. These 1-year prove-it deals seem to be pretty big, and it seems like it's a big thing with wide receivers. Is what I've noticed. You see a lot of receivers, elite, some of the top receivers, and they're traveling around and just spending just little amounts of time at different spots.
Yeah, it's. I've been noticing it with quarterbacks too. And I just feel like, with quarterbacks, it definitely need to be a 2-year. Because then you can't expect, especially mid-season, for him to just be all the way there. Let him play the rest of the season. Give him that next season to get right and equip.
And everybody also has to consider how everybody around him was playing.
Yeah.
And also the defense. I mean, it's a team sport, so everybody has to pull their weight, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, most definitely, and the reason being that first year, it could have been him just kind of getting himself right, getting himself used to the team, equipped, binding. And they could have at least had 1 more year with Derrick Henry being a new add-on, man. I mean, that would have been perfect timing. With him and Henry, it would have been a full package. And they have to realize, too, Odell already has a ring. You know what I mean? So it's like players, once they get a ring or certain things, they kind of like, okay, it's whatever, versus
now
they're not really dedicated to a team once they had that ring,
They've established their legend. And
their resume is pretty high. Like, it's whatever now.
Do you think that's the situation with Odell?
It could be. It could be. I don't. But like I said, I think he's a humble, genuine dude. But like I said, that could be going in his mind. Like, man, honestly, I have a ring. Uh, is he really hungry for another ring? And if he does go to Miami, how can he benefit them? You know, can he match up to Tyreek Hill? Because Tyreek Hill, man, he's different. You know,
Oh yeah, he's the one of the best receivers in the game.
right
Definitely
now,
top
yeah,
three.
definitely, definitely. And just to finish us off with this topic, man, the Miami Dolphins sent him an offer, but he didn't accept, and he's keep looking. If he doesn't choose them, what team do you think he'll be on, or should he choose to be on?
I think that that's where he should go. I mean, they're playoff contenders. They have a pro there with Tua Tagovailoa,
Yeah.
and they actually have a really young, fast defense. So that's pretty interesting to watch too.
Oh yeah. Miami pretty much has a full package.
That's where he should sign. I don't know why he wouldn't. I feel like it's kind of a
That's
similar
true.
vibe to LA. It's high profile.
Yeah.
And
Seems like it suits him. If not them, man, he needs to go back to the Saints. Well, he needs to play for the Saints, in my opinion. And because we got to realize he started at LSU. He started at LSU. And, I'm thinking, well, every team is thinking once you're a star player graduates from a college near where you're from, they're going to transition, But, I mean, if it picture just him with Drew Brees and just that whole lineup, it could have been different.
yeah, that would have been much different. And I feel like he would also bolster the New Orleans fan base because of his history there in
Oh
Louisiana
yeah, that and it's like, we seen what he did with the Giants, the one-handed famous catch.
against the Cowboys.
He could have done that in New Orleans or any other team, and it could have been like wow. But like I said, I think Dolphins though. I think Dolphins will be good for sure. If not Dolphins, I mean, for sure a team in the South.
Do you think maybe it's quarterback play? Because he had Eli, who's a two-time Super Bowl,
Bowl.
Throwing him that one-handed catch.
Catch, yeah.
And then if we look at, he had Matthew Stafford, who elite.
Elite quarterbacks. It might be based off of that. It might be based off the history of the quarterback. Because I mean, Lamar, he doesn't have a ring yet. He's MVP. He has a couple MVPs, but he doesn't have a ring yet.
He's still young though. He's
Yeah.
still kind of just getting started.
So it's like I feel like they could have worked together to get both. Well, he had his second and got Lamar his first, but I think he's looking into that too. Like, okay, I'm looking for them veteran quarterbacks that kind of already got, you know what I mean? So it could just be whatever. So
he's trying to find the best spot for him. That's what it sounds like.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know what made him stay with the Browns so long. They didn't really.
They paid him pretty well, and I feel like Baker had promise, and he still does have
Yeah.
promise. I mean,
No, he
he's
does
their
now, definitely.
starter in Tampa, so I think maybe he saw something in Mayfield, but it just never worked.
It didn't. Yeah, and it could have been a team though. It could have been a team for sure. But yeah, y'all let us know how y'all feel about Odell and just where he's gonna end up. And before we go into our next topic, I had a few sports news of the day points out here. So first thing, this one's kind of concerning right here. Ty Lue, he made a comment and it's going viral about the Clippers. He says, "Yeah, we're soft right now." How you feel about that comment?
I think that's one of the worst things that you could say about your team and your teammates.
Yeah.
Because it's not. There's no good connotation there with soft in sports. It's not like, that's a soft team. That's good. No, they're soft. That's I feel like it's an insult.
Kinda. I don't know. If his angle was more so like, yeah, we're soft. We kind of need to, because I know certain coaches, they kind of say certain things to kind of build the team members' confidence, but I don't know about this one.
They did all right the other day against the 76ers. I know,
Yeah.
it was James Harden's return to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And although I think it wasn't so much that they won, but it was the 76ers had lost because they had missed on that shot there towards the end. So,
and we got to realize, without Russell Westbrook with the Clippers, it's not going to work because we seen it once he was out for a little bit and Paul George had to take over. Kawhi, in and out. I mean, it's if they don't have the full lineup, it can't work. So yeah, I don't know what he meant by that one. Next up, the Washington Commanders, they just signed a linebacker, Bobby Wagner. So it looks like they're trying to get right on defense. Washington might be a problem.
Yeah, and I think Wagner was a really solid signing.
Yeah,
Veteran, he's been around for a while, and he'd be a really great mentor for the young linebackers there in Washington.
definitely, definitely. And this was one, I some good news right here. The Saints, we just signed Chase Young, a 1 year deal for 13 million. I mean, that's a lot of money for 1 year. That's a decent amount.
I think though he's gonna produce for y'all.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure, because
definitely. He did pretty good this last season. So it's like he's young, he's new, so that deal should kind of okay. Well, it's time to go off now. So can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it, yeah, y'all. The next topic we got up.
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.